Check, check, check. You're now tuned in to the Lead and Be Legendary podcast. I am your host, Nametag Alexander. Make sure you search for me on all social media formats under Nametag Alexander. Check us out on the website, leadandbelegendary.net. We do got new merchandise up. That's the t-shirts, the long sleeve joints, and we just got the backpack in that you can order too, just to be cool, because every day is school. But anyway, we're going to jump right into it. We got somebody who definitely pushes the culture on the Detroit music scene. Not just in Detroit, but you also carry it outside of the city in itself. We're going to jump right into it, man. The man himself, Uncle P of DetroitRap.com. Let the people know what's going on, man.
What up, though? Name tag, man. Good kicking it with you, my brother, man. We just over here right now. You brought up the first things first, DetroitRap.com, which is Michigan's biggest website for hip-hop, exclusively about hip-hop. We feature a little bit of everything. If you got a fan base, and we can see that, we ain't biased over here. We show love to the hood. We show love to the block. We show love to the burbs and everywhere in between, man. So, that's how we get it in at D-Rap.
True indeed. Now, recently, you did the Underground Hip Hop Awards. That was the top of the year, pretty much, and you recently brought it back. So, what made you say, like, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? Because I remember you had it before, but then you just shut it down, like, we're gonna chill on that for a minute. What sparked it to say, hey, look, let's bring this shit back, man, because it's needed on the scene?
Well, if you remember, when I did it in 2010, it was actually the People's Choice Award.
Yeah, sure was.
So,
yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So, that year, it was so much behind it, bro. I mean, I can't even lie. A whole lot of backlash came just from somebody trying to do an awards, and you can't big up and congratulate everybody, so from that, all kinds of, feelings got out there, and, I took a beating after that awards.
I remember that.
You know what, at that time, I really wasn't, prepared for that, because here I am trying to do something good for the scene, and it seemed like more people was upset than was happy that we had this outlet. So, a few years passed after that. I've been thinking I wanted to go ahead and do that again, because, I look at some of the other award shows in town. I really didn't feel like it had a good representation for the true hip-hop or rap culture, for that matter,
Word.
With the city of Detroit. So I felt like something was missing, man, and that void was just bugging me, and my skill set, falls in line with event planning and stuff like that, to say, man, let me get this back going. But I wanted to rebrand it, call it something else, but I wanted it to have a name that was huge, bigger than just the city of Detroit, the state of Michigan. It's the Underground Hip Hop Awards. In the future, I see this event traveling around and hitting other cities, because eventually, we want this stuff to be worldwide. So we got a big plan for the Underground Hip Hop Award.
And it look like it's really like doing well, just from the last two times that you did it, between this year and then the year before, because I seen like the videos and the pictures that y'all uploaded. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend. I do plan on attending this coming year though, definitely. And I would even say that as an artist, like, a lot of artists probably just wasn't used to the format, because what they don't realize is that you gotta work. Like, nigga, if you got a fan base, all right, prove it. Let them vote. Let them get you in there. Let them usher you in. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of cats just didn't really want to do that. But it's like, yo, if you really got that fan base, show and prove. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. And man, I look at it as a way to really see what your fan base about.
Yeah.
Because people can give you a like all day long.
Exactly.
But are they going to actually click the post?
Likes don't mean shit.
Go through to the website and actually vote? You know, I say we got associates and we got fans. Them associates is the people that's going to hit like and feel like
That's
they did
it.
something for you.
And that ain't nothing.
That
That's easy.
fan is going to click through and go all the way with it. You feel me?
And a lot of times, them fans, like the people that's really into it, they're gonna engage on social media. They're gonna respond, "Yo, this is dope. I fucks with it." The likes don't mean shit. Like you, man, I get likes on Instagram all the time from people that's not even engaging with me on that platform. It's like likes
Right.
that's robots and shit. You know what I'm saying? That could
Right.
be anybody.
Right.
People, I think
It's crazy.
you got you got serial likers. They'll just see half
Right.
of some shit cross for real. They'll see half of their shit
Hell yeah, serial likers.
cross through the feed, not even look at it all, but because it may have been colorful or something, oh, let me like that. You know what I'm saying? But you don't even really know
Right.
what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So I call them serial
Right.
likers. No slight to the people that's liking it, that's actually into it, but it's kind of hard to filter through that noise because of the people that's just liking just because, oh, this is something that looked dope that came across my feed, let me like it, but I'm not really gonna check it out. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's why I would say
Right.
likes don't really
Right.
mean
Right.
shit. Yeah, man. Definitely.
So that's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Definitely about engaging as opposed to just liking. Like, comment, say something, like, and I think artists need to kind of stress that to the people that's the quote unquote fans. Like, let me know you out there, because truthfully at the end of the day, it's kind of a job to be a fan. If you're a fan,
Right.
show that you're a fan. Like, you not just showing me that you're a fan by liking what I posted. Like, I need to know,
Right.
like, something dope. I like this. I
Right.
fucks with it. What's coming next? Say something, like, cause like I say, it's a serious serial liking epidemic out here that's going on that needs to be stopped. We got to do something about it. As
Right.
artists, I should
Right.
say. Yeah, I definitely
Well,
understand what you're saying there.
yeah, it's a big part of it, man. So, I mean, that alone gives you a chance once a year to engage with your fan base, and you ain't asking them to buy no T-shirt,
No.
you know, buy any music. It's a chance to say, hey, if you fuck with me, you know, help me achieve this goal right here, you
And
know, and folks get upset, you know, when the usual suspects, or should I say, who the obvious people that's grinding in the city end up winning. You know, it's because the people that have this fan base around the world, you know, artists like yourself, I know you got pockets of fans all across the country. So even if I won't say the country, I'll say the globe,
Yeah.
you know, because of the type of artist that you are. But if you thought about your typical street cat that name is hot in the city, you know, that might have 1,000 fans in Detroit, you know, does that really compete with somebody like you that might have a pocket of 500 just in Denver, Colorado?
Yeah.
You know, or in Montana somewhere you got 100, and then Arizona and Phoenix and Flagstaff you got 300 fans sitting over there. You know, this is an opportunity for the underground to really get recognized. And, you know, we're in year 3. We just wrapped up year 3. So we're building more awareness. We're somewhat getting the kinks out of everything and getting it together, man, because I'm telling you, man, year 5 is a real big year for us, man. So you'll see the constant improvement, man. It's a wonderful journey to think that, you know, we're starting something that's going to be around for a long time.
And I definitely believe and trust your work ethic, man, because, like, every time the moment you post something online and say, like, this is my vision and this is how I'm about to see it through, you always follow through on it. That's one thing I respect about you, definitely, and definitely admire and pull from that, too, for myself. Because it's not just rappers that inspire me. You know what I'm saying? I see other people in the business. I'm like, that's the type of work ethic I need. Because there's times I might slip. You know, I might slip up and just be like, damn, what am I doing wrong? But just seeing something you might post or what's her name, April Woodard. You know, just people in that field that's posting shit that's just letting us. Cats like me, I get inspired by that. That make me want to increase my grind and just constantly do better. Cause it's like, damn, they posted it and they saw it through. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause there's a lot of people that's gonna talk about what they gonna do and yo, this is about to be a big year for me, and they really not following through on it. And that kind of looks bad on you as an artist when you're not following through and you constantly talking about what you're gonna do, but you ain't followed through on it. You know what I'm saying?
Man, but that bugs me. So, it bugs me even more when I know more about everything in your life than your music.
Oh yeah.
I mean, all that, man.
And that's conflicting too.
A lot of the stuff that I share and the April Woodard share, is for the cats like yourself that are entrepreneur out of the hip hop, streets. You done came up and building other platforms, and y'all the ones that keep us pushing, man. So it's salute all day long to you.
Man, I appreciate it, man, and likewise. But that's funny that you said that about. I've seen everything y'all post that's not about y'all music. That's something that's conflicting because I think social media has given this perception that you have to let them into your private life, and you don't. Like, if notice the cast that's really out there winning. Like, I'll even go on a more wider scale and mention like cats like Kendrick or even a J. Cole for that matter. When they drop, people flock to it so much because they keep it on the side of music. And that's it. You may see a bit and piece here and there that they giving it a private life, but it's nothing so extra where you like, damn, what are you posting about yourself as a music artist? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really need to know about, yo, I just woke up, I'm going to buy some milk from the store.
I don't need to know every time somebody done ruffled your feathers or hurt your feelings and you complaining about it like you tough or it's like, bro, you're complaining about some everyday life shit, man.
People don't realize that the people that's seeking out the scene, that's kind of like looking to see what Detroit artists is moving, they seeing, I feel like they see that shit and they like, nah, you know what, I'm straight on that. They want to mess with the artists is really keeping it on the side of the music that's focused on a brand. I realized that a long time ago because I had my moments where I'm just on there kind of ranting and venting. And then I started realizing, like, you know what, and that's why it's good to have like your personal account too, and also your account for your brand. Like, if you notice on Facebook, my brand, my page, personal account that's under my regular name, I pop a little shit here and there and be silly. That's just my personality. But then when it come down to like my regular Instagram, my Twitter feed or something like that, or my Facebook fan page, it's strictly kind of just to the music itself, or just anything that's gathered around that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But it's a time. I feel like it's a time and place for it, basically.
It is, and when you're in the public, like, I tell people, you got 5,000 fans on your Facebook page or something like that. You might get 100 likes, but you got 3,000 people looking at you like, man, come on.
And at the same time, nine times out of 10, when you just kind of like ranting about nothing, people ain't listening to you. You just kind of like standing in the middle of a desert yelling, expecting for somebody to respond, and you the only one there. You might get a couple likes here and there, but they don't care. Like, nobody really care about like being an artist. Just be your brand and focus on, like I say, keep it on the side of music. That's at least where I try, to keep it at, and that's it.
Right, exactly.
But
that's where it's at.
That's where it's at. Just you from what I remember, me coming onto the scene, because I know you probably got a history before that. I came onto the scene young when you was popping with DetroitRap.com. Like, you done branched off into so many different ventures, but I remember like DetroitRap.com to even back when y'all y'all had like the store. Wasn't it like on 6 Mile or something like that?
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah,
battles was being hosted. Man, that's crazy. 'Cause that was like my old hood. I remember y'all was hosting like battles and everything. Like, what prompted Detroit Rap? Like, what made you say, all right, we need this? Like, same thing with the Underground Hip Hop Awards. Like, what got you to say, hey, look, the scene needs it? Because you seem to always have something that's a void that needs to be filled on the scene, and you come right on time with it.
I'll tell you this, and it's real interesting. I'll try and be brief, for the sake of the podcast here. But I ran into DetroitRap.com when I was doing Local Love Radio.
Okay.
Do you remember Local Love Radio? Do you?
Maybe I've heard of it like once or twice, but I remember you resurfing, like, back online again.
When I got back from Atlanta in '94, when I was getting my degree in music entertainment management,
okay,
I saw a void here that is funny you said that. In Atlanta, a lot of people were getting on because they had a smaller wattage station that was playing all Atlanta music.
Okay.
And what's funny about it is it was Little John and Lord DJ Cersei before Little John blew the fuck up.
Say word.
He was one of the first and main personalities at that station. When I got back from Atlanta in 94, 95, took about a few years, and in 2000, I think that was 2002, I started doing my own show on an AM station, 1460 AM.
Okay.
But this is back in 2002, before MySpace, all that shit. At the time, DetroitRap.com was in existence, but it was mainly known as a message board. And this message board was one of the most ruthless ever.
I was about to say, I remember that.
Niggas was getting their ass kicked for saying the wrong shit online. Names like Hex Murder and all that shit, man. You didn't say the wrong thing online. You got your ass checked in a house visit.
No, I do remember that shit.
Wrong thing back then.
That's crazy. So that done came a long way.
It was all about a negative thing. So I was doing Local Love Radio. In 2000, I think this was 2005, 2006, is when the person that had DetroitRap.com had talked too much shit and needed to sell it.
Okay.
So I sent my homeboy over there. He went because the guy that owned it gave me an outrageous price, and I was like, you just don't want me to have it. So I sent my homeboy over there. He got it for the low, so I went in with him on it, and we bought it, and that's when we got committed to actually making it about artists and their music as opposed to this message board where everybody just talks shit.
Right. Man, that's crazy. That done came a long way, because you said before MySpace. MySpace, for me, that's kind of like where
the internet began.
Yeah, I was about to say, that was the I made paper off MySpace. I'm talking about like just based off posting them bulletins, you getting hit up on the inbox like, hey, how much you need for a verse? Like consistently though. And I don't even think I was working a day job at the time when I first started, but that every little once in a while you get hit up in your inbox like, yo, what you need for a verse? And you just throwing a random fee out there because I ain't no manager. So it's like I'm just throwing it out there, and hey, man, the good old days, basically. The good old days, man. So and then another thing is, because I done kicked it with you about this too, and you get it, I get it. Very few artists get it, but the importance of like artists understanding the business and the administrative side of music, they're one or the same pretty much, but like explain to the artist why that shit is important, because it's anything. Anybody can go record a track. Anybody can upload some shit to their SoundCloud, Bandcamp, wherever, and do a show. But when you don't have that business side, that administrative side of things, I personally feel like you probably fucked. So, like,
I mean, man, it's the only way you can get paid. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's the only way you can get paid beyond the physical sale of the product. And see, what people don't understand is music has value outside of just that initial hand-to-hand exchange.
Yeah.
So there's so many ways that people could be earning revenue. I mean, you have more songwriters making more money in this industry than any artist per se, because they are the ones that, technically own the copyrights, or, the publishing on the stuff and all that. So it's in this digital age, you definitely need to have that paperwork together, and the thing about it is, it's simple.
Yeah, just read. That's it. And matter of fact, DDT even said this. He said a big problem with so many artists, they don't like to read. That's it. And that's just read. Go know what you go. If you don't know what you going, if you don't know what you're reading, get somebody that understands it to explain it to you. You know what I'm saying? Just like read that shit, man. Like for real.
It is nothing to be intimidated by. It's nothing to be intimidated by, and like you said, that's when you go get somebody you trust.
Exactly.
A teacher, a college instructor, heck, somebody,
somebody gonna know.
Somebody. You gotta know somebody. You should definitely have somebody in your life.
Definitely important.
That understands that. And it's not hard. It's not hard. It's the business of music. And if you're making great music, you definitely want to be protected.
Exactly. Otherwise, you just kind of just putting it out just in the atmosphere and not caring what really going. You gotta care about the administrative side of things. I tell that to people all the time. Like, man, just read the paperwork. It only take a few minutes. You know what I'm saying? Just going over it. Like I read over shit. Like people will pitch opportunities to me, and I'll be like, all right. Especially when it comes to like the licensing field now, and I'm like, all right, that sound like it's good, and they dress it up real nice, but it's like I heard you say something about I don't control my publishing. Explain that. Once they explain that, they're like, oh well, we get control. Nah, it sounds nice, but I'm just not interested. I'm sorry. Like, cause I'm reading this shit over. A lot of shit I done read over myself, and if I don't understand, I'm reaching out to somebody like, hey, what does this mean? Help me understand this, because you got experience in that field. I don't. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Help me understand this so I can learn the game and then eventually apply that to somebody else who might be in the same position as me.
Bruh. See, that's where people don't understand, it's like everybody trying to be their own boss.
Yeah.
If you own a studio, there's no reason why you shouldn't understand all this information.
Exactly.
That's something that, I think that a good studio should offer, those type of services, provide split sheets, hell, it can start there. If our producers, producers should understand this, because they deal with so many different artists.
Yep.
So you don't know which one of them babies is going to make you rich. But if you ain't got the papers on that baby,
the split sheet shit is so important, man. Like, because now everybody know who getting what off top.
Right.
Somebody sent me a document for that. I think it was for the paper joint. And I was looking it over, and I made sure I saved that file. I'm like, well, this is just it was a regular format of it, like a PDF file. I made sure I saved it because I'm like, I'm gonna need this in the future when it comes to like, artist features and everything. Like I say, so everybody can know off rip who's getting what. That way you ain't gotta wait in the future. Oh dang, this song generating how much? Like word. Oh, this got placed where? Well, I need this much. How come I ain't getting it? Well, that's why we got this split sheet right here to go over all of that shit right now. Just read. That's it. Where I want to touch base. Oh, you posted something I think may have been today or yesterday, and I swear I have this argument so much with people. Just the direction of music streaming. Niggas gotta accept it. This is where it's at right now. You posted it. I said thank you. It was about the Pandora counting on the they count Pandora streams on the charts now.
Yeah, dope. On the Billboard.
Ain't no way, you can't escape it now. Just accept it. You gotta adapt. That's it.
You have to adapt, man. And what people don't understand at the end of the day, music by the masses is still young people's business. you know, and technology has gotten to the point where all these kids is growing up and getting in high school and going to college and all them, they start to outnumber us. And what we have to understand is they were born with damn near computers and phones in their hands that could do stuff. So this is just the technology that they've become used to.
And you can't
they don't
be mad
have
at that.
The personal bond with the music where they feel like they need to own it.
It's like that. Now I feel like they're
when
not
I can
able.
Get all of it
exactly
for $9.99 a month.
Why wouldn't I do that? I wish we would have had some shit like that back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Instead of carrying, even though it's the experience we can talk about, but now that I look back at it, I'm like, fuck, I used to catch the Dexter bus when I was in high school, and I had a fucking case full of CDs in my backpack with maybe like the few notebooks that I had, and a fucking compact disc player. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to have to carry that shit, but like now it's on their phones, it's right there. That's a blessing.
Everything is on your phone.
Exactly.
Everything. I don't care where you go, you guarantee to almost see half of the people there in their cell phone.
9 times out of 10, when cats asking me, is your music on Spotify, that lets me know whether young or old. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm hearing. Yep. Hey, is it on Spotify? Yep. Or is it on Apple Music? Nobody's asking me, maybe with the exception of, shout out to you, Kirby, but maybe with the exception of 1 or 2 people, is it on vinyl? That's probably just Kirby, and that's about it. Maybe a couple other people, but I'm like, I'm not gonna invest money into getting vinyl pressed up if I wasn't doing it to begin with. Like, you could take somebody like Black Milk, for example. Yeah, hell yeah, he gonna sell out vinyl. Or Guilty Simpson. They've been doing that shit when it was hitting, where niggas was still spinning vinyl records and not everybody was doing Serato. So they got that niche market that's still gonna buy vinyl off of them. Maybe some CDs, you know what I'm saying? Definitely merch. But me, I didn't jump into that scene where I was selling my music and it was pushing. It was like some CDs, but that wave was ushering in where it was like, okay, his shit is here online where I can go grab it. Then it was downloading, but now that's what I mainly hear. Yo, is it here where I can stream it? It hurt a little bit because you ain't gonna see like you better have like millions of people streaming your shit to see a nice fat check, but still, the fact is, now you can capitalize off of that because there's other revenues now where you can generate income from your music. So I just feel like people got to adapt.
And see, people hear these stories, you know, they hear about, well, Pharrell only got such and such. I'm like, ask Pharrell how many people had their hands in the cookie jar.
Right. Exactly.
That's what folks have to understand.
He's saying what he got after everybody got their shit.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. You know, I mean, he fell victim to the game.
Yeah.
Because probably when he signed his contracts, you know, it was different. See, that's the thing about this game. It's constantly changing.
Always.
So you as an artist having the ability to own all your shit.
All of it.
Is amazing.
All of it. I don't even understand that when niggas be like, yo, like, you know, and I get that people may not know, and I'm always willing to like share on how I picked up on it. I ain't never trying to withhold information. Yo, I don't know. I don't know how to get on iTunes. Like, nah, I'm telling you, it's always that old saying, you could take a what do they say? You could take a horse to the water, whatever fucking animal it is, but you can't make them drink it.
Water, but you can't make them drink.
It's that. That's it. I could tell you, but if you don't apply that shit, then that's on you. You know what I'm saying? But it's like somebody told me. I'll be shit out of luck. I'm going to try to find it, but I'm shit out of luck damn near if ain't nobody really kind of like giving me that guidance, because I ain't going to figure out everything on my own. We all picked up something from somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about it. Like, man, it's better than now is the time better than ever to be independent and capitalize off of it. You got the ability to upload your music whenever you want to wherever you want to. You know what I'm saying? And it's direct to consumer. Man, that's beautiful. You couldn't do that at one point.
Well, bro, and see, I think we've discussed it. Me and you discussed my 1,000 fan plan, right?
Yeah, yep, we did. Matter of fact, that was at my listening party when we talked about that.
Yeah. Like, folks, make this a whole lot harder than it has to be. You know, you'll see 1,000 fans before you'll ever see 1,000,000.
Yeah.
You know, and what we talked about with them numbers is if you're thinking and packaging your stuff for them 1,000 core fans, what do we figure? You can make at least 60 to 100 grand a year.
Easy.
Doing what you do.
And you just got to be consistent with it too. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like I said, if you confusing them as far as like what your brand actually is, like I'm learning more now than ever. Like, and it's probably because of the older I get, but I'm learning more now than ever. Like, man, just be yourself. Like I've always been myself, but now with the internet, it's kind of like that little weird space to where I'm more like, I hate using that word introvert because I could be social, but I'm knowing now how to like fill in those certain pockets. Like I'm never the extra guy, but I know when to jump in and say what I gotta say and then pop out. Like it's certain stuff I sit back and watch shit, but it's a lot of stuff I don't really touch bases on if I'm not as well versed. And I'm not gonna make myself look like a jackass. Like politics, I see what's going on. I'm familiar with it, but I'm not so well versed into it where I'm about to jump in there and post like the longest paragraph like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? I might just post some shit like, damn, shit is fucked up. That's about it. Pop out.
Yeah.
And then if it's something that I don't know, once again, I'm going to somebody who I feel knows it, has enough information on it to school me on it. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? That's the cloth that I'm cut from. But that's the pocket that I'm figuring out. Like I know who I am, but how do you kind of put that out there online without, because the era that I came up in, which a lot of other artists came up in, when you don't put your business out there like that. Not a lot of personal shit. Now I'm gonna put some personal shit out there if I feel like it's gonna impact somebody for the greater, but not just to go out there and bitch about it and I ain't got no solution. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I did it today.
Talk about how you overcame some shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, shit. That's helping somebody get through it. But, but just that complaining every day. Yeah,
I did it today as an example. Like I was trying to figure out, like, man, how this New Year's resolution shit. People do it every year. Oh, this is my New Year's resolution. Whatever. I'm like, nah. I need to figure out how to get some shit moving and hold myself accountable for it. But I need to stay on point with it. So what I did was, I was like, okay, I got a solution. I was like, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up some life goals. Not just music shit, but life goals. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that shit up in my calendar, in my phone, and it's going to go off as a reminder every beginning of the week. So every Monday, I got a reminder to go off on my phone. This is what you said you was going to focus on. And that's throughout the year. So that way I'm on point with it, and it's working. It's working.
That's dope.
Not only
but
did
I not only did I take that even to the next level.
What's that?
There's nothing more important than that accountability partner.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Me and my man's Dean Garcia, we talk about that a lot. Like, you know, we just make sure, like, hey, look, you said this last week. You changing your mind now. We always do that shit back and forth with each other. Like, I had this idea, and then won't build on it. But then we think, hey, wait a minute. You said last week that you was gonna stick to this. Hey, look, stick to it. Come up with a plan,
bro. And see, that's that's what's missing in a lot of people's situation. And you gotta respect that person.
Exactly.
You gotta think about what you say before you put that stuff in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
But like you pointed out earlier, I put things out in the atmosphere because I'm about to do it, and I want people, to hold me accountable for that stuff. And I fall short at times.
And
a lot of it, I might be trying to do too much.
We human, man.
I really want to put a lot more focus on the producer shit. I mean, that's what really drives my heart. It drives my soul. It fucks with me. But I got my base in so many other things. But,
exactly.
2017 is something I said I was going to put more on that side of things.
That's where I was at with the podcast. I'm like, did an episode like back in December. That was the last one I did. That was like the fourth one. I'm like, I'm sitting back. I know who I wanted to get on there. Like, I got my list of everybody I'm trying to get on. And I'm like, okay, I don't have to rush and compile all of this into like 1 month or two. It could be done whenever we fucking make time for it. This is independent. It's under nobody's constraints. You know what I'm saying? That, hey, you can't do this here. No, it's like, okay, when I decide, that's what I'm doing. Because at the same time, I'm still an artist. I'm still a father. You know what I'm saying? I'm still got a relationship to uphold. You know what I'm saying? All types of shit. So it's like, all right, let me figure this out. And let me hold myself accountable to that. To know that, okay, I'm knock this out first. Let me focus on this music. Because that's right there. Of course, I got to be a father. That's up top, period. But then it's like, okay, I'm still a music artist. That's what they know me for. Let me focus on that and get that shit done. All right, now that window's covered. Now let me go ahead and knock out the podcast. I'm figuring that shit out. I'm learning as I go. This adult shit I'm figuring it out for real. But
hey, it's a work in progress,
exactly,
bro. Because ain't nobody handing any of us a damn manual, bro.
Exactly, at all. And that's what, and I like what you said about
so
that.
We all figuring it out.
Having them accountability partners, like the same shit I said I put in my phone. I make sure I write it down too. It take a little extra time, but I'm writing it down too, because it's nothing like writing that shit down and seeing it manifest. You know what I'm saying? Because I realized one of the things I said is exercising. I'm like, even little basic 10 to 5 minute exercises. I'm like, no, write that shit down. Because I wrote it down, I found myself doing it more, and I ain't even really thinking about it like I'm doing it because I said I got it. No, it's like I feel like because I wrote it down, it's manifest like, all right, I know I got to do this every day or every other day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So just this went from like music to like real life shit, but that's what it's about though. Like we always said, the podcast at the end of the day is music on one end, but at the same time just general relative conversation that we discuss on a regular basis, man. For real.
Yeah, every day, man. But that's how it go. I mean, because even though we do this music stuff, we still have lives.
Exactly.
And it's important to figure out that balance, or to even know that you need a balance.
Very important.
For me, this has been my revenue. It's been a long time since I've worked for somebody else. So for me, depending on this business to be able to support, man, it's like I can't ever turn the clock off, because I need to eat.
And I always had that. I always had that shit in my mind.
Ain't too gracious.
Nah, and I always have it in my mind too. Like even when I'm chilling back, like I always feel like, damn, somebody else is like grinding right now, like to get it.
Right.
And it's money out there for all of us as artists, but at the same time, none of us got in it to not be the best. You know what I'm saying? Or one of the best for that matter. So I always feel like, damn, I'm sitting down too long. Let me go ahead and get back at it. It could be a day, and I'd be like, damn, I know I tell myself, like, take time, do this, man, catch up on the show, scroll through, see what's popping on the internet for a second, you know what I'm saying, watch a movie, you know what I'm saying, do some shit that even, like, for myself, not just with family, but for me, and I'd be like, all right, that day in itself was too long, get back to it, you know what I'm saying, because that's just me, always being extra competitive and just feeling like, somebody else out there that's working just as hard, you know what I'm saying? So, like I say, just holding myself accountable to that, man. So, I think I'm gonna name the pod. I said I'm gonna start naming the podcast episodes. I'm probably gonna name the shit accountability.
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah. That's what it is. I mean, that's all we talked about, basically.
Yeah, at the end of the day.
Take accountability to do everything that we mentioned.
True and damn deed, man. Well, just, man, let them know where you at on social media, man, where they can find you so they can get these gems, man. I'm always getting them jewels from you, you know what I'm saying? Just how to improve out here as an artist, but that's at the same time on the business side of the music. What can they find you on social media?
Well, man, I've been trying to switch over to Uncle P. It's just hard. So on Facebook, people that follow me on Facebook probably get the most of everything. So that's Diarra P. Colazzo, Diarra, middle P, Collalzo. You can find me, Uncle P, 313, I think, on Facebook too. Yeah. Instagram, I rep the Detroit rap brand. Didn't want to start another page for that. So everything at Detroit rap there, and on Twitter. Snapchat, man, I'm not into myself so damn much
Man,
to
me neither.
be able to use
I
that
can't fuck with
platform,
it.
bro. So I'm missing the boat on that. Probably showing my age, but
It feel
fuck
like
it.
one long moving selfie. Like I can't fuck with that. I ain't against it, but
Yeah,
at the same time, it ain't my thing.
yeah. It's not, not for me. Now, if all of a sudden I pick up a million people that's talking about we want you on style, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's
But
different.
you know,
I don't got an iPhone either. I feel like it's better if you just had like an iPhone to do it with. That could be
true
why.
that, man. I don't own any Mac products, but they've been calling me these last couple of years,
I got the
especially
iPad.
trying to do something else, man.
I get the
Like, man,
best
I
of both
might have to
worlds.
buy a damn Mac.
I got the iPad, I got the Droid phone, so it's kind of like I'm getting sort of the best of both worlds. Thinking about getting a MacBook, so yeah, but I think that Snapchat probably would be better with the phone. But it's like it's too much. It's just another social media app for me to have and just keep myself distracted. I'm like, no, fuck it. I got like 3 to 4 that I'm messing with already. Yeah, man,
True
that's
that,
where it's at, man.
But dog, man, it's always great to chop it up with you, man.
Absolutely.
DetroitRap.com always got your back, fam.
Definitely, man. Appreciate it. We gonna kick it again. Oh, I definitely got. You know me and Beethoven. We've been working, so I got some new music coming your way. That's gonna make you flip.
Hey, let me ask you something, man. Let me turn around and be the interviewer for one
Go
second.
ahead.
Can I get one question?
Go ahead.
What musically, like right now, what's gonna be your plan of attack for what you're doing with Beethoven?
Ooh, okay. Right now it's like I've been in this space to where I kind of don't, and this is the first time I'm airing it out. I'm in a space where I don't really feel like putting out a full project. I kind of
Thank you. Thank
so
you.
So you know where
Good.
I'm at with it.
I'm great now.
Because
man, I was just about to say, bro, you gotta start giving these gems of music. Man, shooting the low on a whole project is not where it's at, man. Bless us with these singles, man. Give us more music, man.
I knew.
Give us more music,
listen,
my nigga. You making us wait too long in between shit,
I ain't just want to throw it out there to you, but I was like, I'm gonna wait and see if he see where I'm coming from. Like, you see, I threw a freestyle out there. It was the Survival of the Fittest joint. I did the 48 Laws of Power cover art for it. I got another one, another freestyle that's coming, and really, and he's gonna hear this podcast. We're waiting on Beethoven. He's the guy that's, he produced, he mix and master. He's a fucking composer at the end of the day, and he's a perfectionist.
A genius.
He's taking his time. Shout out to Beethoven, to Black Beethoven. He's taking his time with the mixes, which I respect because he's been sending them and I've been listening. I'm like, oh shit. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna send you the single and let you hear it. And it's more where that come from. That's not the only one, but I'm glad you get it. I just was telling, I respect artists that's willing to take that time. I enjoy the projects that I listen to, and I respect the artists that take that time to actually create this full project. But I personally feel like after putting out so many projects, and not only me, but seeing artists on a wider scale, we're in an era now to where your album don't have a long shelf life like that now. Whether digital or physical, it come out, you may have a month window. And then now it's like, on to the next. What's next? I feel like you could be taking more time to do that with a single. Work the single. Hell, then my man's just M City, he got the machine with him, but he just got signed off of that. I mean, he grind. Don't get me wrong, he put that work ethic in. We didn't hear no whole project, aside of older shit he put out, but we didn't hear no whole project with Addicted to My Ex until now, where he's popping. You know what I'm saying? Same with Dates. I'm just looking at people and I'm like, why is nobody on the underground scene doing that? Why do we feel like I have to put out an entire mixtape or an entire album and then get upset because nobody's checking it out? It's like, bro, you trying to force this whole project on them. I like the way Ty did his I like how Ty Ferris did his rollout. He was giving us singles and built it up to let you know this is what Room 39 is. I respect that. But like when niggas just coming out of nowhere with just like one single and it lasts for maybe like a week and then you like, oh, here go my whole project. Nah, bro. That ain't how it work. I just sat back and I was like, and I had this discussion with people like, I don't want to come off sounding like I'm lazy, but I have the work. I just prefer not to present it to you as a whole. Let me just unload this shit on you one by one.
Man, we can only enjoy one song at a fucking time.
That's it.
And we're in a world where people like variety.
Yeah, that's
so, artist chance is much better of getting that one song in the mix than trying to hold us. I mean, you can look at people's numbers on SoundCloud and watch how it goes down, the amount of people that listen. By the time your first song might have 7,000 views on it, and then by the time your last song, it might have 200.
The least views. And I studied that shit. I saw it with Metal Letter, the EP I put in. I seen it. I said, okay, this song here. And it was kind of mixed up because I was dropping certain songs at different points. But it was mixed to like where by the end of the song, like I say, those had the least listens. I'm no big artist like that to where I feel like, okay, I got the power to where I can put this whole project out and they just gonna flock to it and they gonna fuck with it and I'm on to the next. Nah, I'm like, I gotta think smart about this shit. Let me break this down to y'all one track at a time and see how y'all fuck with it. And I was like, well, let's test it out with the freestyles too. Because I'm going to just do that just for the sport of it to let niggas know I'm nice on that fucking mic. That's why I'm doing that. It ain't no game with that. But these songs that I've actually took time to craft, hell no, I'm not giving y'all that in a whole full meal to where I seen it happen with the bigger artists. Granted, I know Tribe did their damn thing with the album, same with Daylight. All those artists that I fuck with, that's the vets in the game. Joe Budden dropped this album. I love all those albums. But I listen to them maybe like once or twice. And I find myself not really having the time to really digest the albums. And I'm like, it ain't just me. I'm busy, but I ain't that damn busy. So I can imagine the people that's busy as fuck who ain't really got that time to listen to a whole album. They probably like, man, what's the one song he got off that album? And that's all they remember.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll get to it. I'll get to the rest.
Exactly.
If it's there. You know, or then again, I might not.
Exactly.
You know? So much stuff gets left on the plate.
Yeah.
You know, that...
You sitting back like, damn, I took all this time.
And it's already out on the album, you can't come back to me 6 weeks later with, here go another song. No. Oh, really? You got a new project? You dropped a new release? Well, it's off the whole album. Oh, I already got it.
That's what I'm on, man. That's what I'm on with it. Like, people was looking at me like, nah, that ain't how you should do it. You got to have a catalog. I'm like, man, I can have a catalog. You know how many old... It's like history repeats itself. I can go on Spotify right now and pull up a bunch of older artists like that was doing R&B who probably wasn't giving you full albums, but they may have given you like a 2 to 3 song EP, a single, and then it was doing vinyl then too, so it was definitely a single where it's like, you know, maybe one track, the instrumental, acapella verse, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But there's no rule book saying, because we're independent for one, it's no rule book saying, yo, you're an artist, you have to put out an entire album. If fans ain't demanding that, you're not getting the whole album from me. It better be the 1,000 fans better demand that before I go dropping a full entire project.
Right.
For real.
Right. That 1,000 fans let you know it's time.
Exactly. Yeah, man. That's funny. I'm glad you brought that up.
I'm glad you answered it like you did, man.
I was waiting.
I feel great about it. I feel great for the future of hip hop, my nigga.
I was waiting for somebody to ask. I couldn't wait to unload that because I was like, I'm not just about to explain this without somebody asking. But you asked. I feel like I gotta send you the track. I'm gonna send it actually once we get off, so you can check it out.
And see, this shit was genuine. Because you had no idea I was going to ask you.
Nah, no. I ain't want to just spam you with like, yo, check this out. But you asked, so I'm like, man, he's a part of the experience. Let's send it to him so you can check it out. Man, I'm glad you brought that up. I couldn't wait to tell that to somebody.
Thank you, sir. Well, see, we just told it to the world because, I'm going to blast the podcast out when they come out.
True indeed. I appreciate it, man. I'm going to get the Thai one out first because, he just dropped the album, but I'm following right up behind that with you. I'm trying to be consistent now and get as many recorded as I can while I got the time to do it.
You bet it up. Well, man, salute, bro. Thanks for having me on, man. And, D-Rap, we fuck with you. Uncle P, I'm out this boy.
Man, salute to you. Peace, man. Appreciate it.